Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember the last time the NBA offseason officially kicked off while the NBA Finals were still in progress. I mean, typically there's a nice little buffer period between the NBA Finals and the NBA offseason. I don't remember the last time we heard of trades being made during the duration of the NBA Finals. And it seems like originally we did get a pretty cool trade earlier this offseason while the NBA Finals were still going down. We still have yet to crown an NBA champion at this point, but within 2 days we got 2 trades, and this trade is several orders of magnitude crazier than the other trade that we got the other day. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. And if you think I talk too much in these videos, well, we've been uploading shorts onto our TikTok page, so you can catch the 1-minute version of this video over there as well. Now that we got all of that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Man, I don't remember the last time we double uploaded on the Flight Mic channel, so it feels pretty good to bring you guys some awesome news. So a few days ago, we got little morsels of an exciting trade, and this is nothing against the OKC Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. I mean, it was a cool trade, but it was primarily for posturing in the NBA draft. For those of you guys that didn't know, the Denver Nuggets ended up trading JaMychal Green and a protected 2027 first-round pick to OKC for the number 30 pick in this upcoming NBA draft, and 2 future second-round picks. So the Nuggets have pick number 21 and 30 in this draft now, and OKC has picks number 2, 12, and 34, which again, cool trade. Not necessarily a situation where I was able to make a dedicated video on that because primarily I was still recovering, but this trade is something that you could really get excited about, especially if you're a Dallas Mavericks fan. Now, if you're a Dallas Mavericks fan, one of the biggest questions that you've been trying to answer, and it's kind of a gift and a curse, but it's a curse that you'll happily take on, is the fact that Luka Doncic is a transcendent talent. Finding the right pieces to put around him has been proven to be very difficult. Now, of course, they are taking swings, which is what I credit the Dallas Mavericks for doing, because at the very minimum, they understand that they're in a very pivotal point in their franchise. And if you get this right, you could potentially have Luka Doncic commit to you for a longer period of time post Supermax extension. Yes, if you're the Dallas Mavericks, you're looking 5 years down the line and you're saying, I want to make sure that we don't pull off what the Cleveland Cavaliers did during 2003 to 2009 with LeBron James, which traumatized LeBron James so badly that not only did he leave and join the Miami Heat, but he doesn't trust GMs anymore, man. He tries to construct his own teams, and as great of a basketball player he is, and sometimes those constructed teams work, sometimes they also blow up in his face. Again, to the Mavericks' credit, so far they tried to pair Luka Doncic with Kristaps Porzingis, and it didn't work out. Kristaps Porzingis was a great offensive player, but it seemed like playing with Luka Doncic took him out of a rhythm, or maybe Rick Carlisle just didn't know how to get the most out of them. Either way, the Dallas Mavericks moved on from the Kristaps Porzingis experiment this past trade deadline, and the idea was that maybe they're gunning for a big move in the offseason, because after watching Luka Doncic carry the likes of Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock and Dwight Powell, and this is nothing against these players, they're great role players, but that's it, they're role players. And you need to get Luka Doncic good help that makes sense as quickly as possible. Enter the Houston Rockets and Christian Wood. Now, if you haven't been paying attention recently, Christian Wood hasn't necessarily been the happiest guy on the Houston Rockets, and how could he be? He's entering his prime years, and he's already accomplished his mission with the Houston Rockets. Following his stint with the Detroit Pistons, Christian Wood found himself on the Houston Rockets, and as a result of it, he bolstered his value tremendously, averaging 21 points per game off of 37% shooting while attempting 5 3-pointers per game. Now, bear in mind, this is while he was playing 41 games, but the year after, when he improved to 68 games, there were some mild dips in his averages, averaging 18 points per game off of 50% from the field, but he was able to up his 3-point percentage to 39% from 3. I'm gonna admit, I think there may have been a case of just him not being as motivated with this Houston Rockets team, and again, he's achieved his mission. He went to a team that was completely devoid of any talent, took the opportunity when he was given it, and really boosted himself into one of the the more valuable players in the entire NBA. I mean, just looking at him statistically, offensively has an OBPM of 2.1 for this past season and a DBPM of -0.4. He's versatile enough to play the power forward and the center position, and he should have no problem stretching the floor for you, clearly. Now, at this point, the Houston Rockets are in a full-scale rebuild, and they're projected to take either Jabari Smith, Paolo Banchero, or Chet Holmgren in this upcoming NBA draft. So that leaves things a little awkward with Christian Wood. What do you do with this player that is clearly entering his prime at this point? Well, you trade him for assets. That's what you do. So according to Adrian Wojnarowski and Shams Charania, I got the first tweet from Shams, so let's give him some credit here. The Houston Rockets are finalizing a deal to trade Christian Wood to the Dallas Mavericks, sources tell at The Athletic and the Stadium. Now, as time progressed, the compensation for this is insane. Get a load of this, guys. Dallas is acquiring Christian Wood from Houston and sending the number 26 overall pick to the Rockets, along with multiple players, sources said. This is where I was a little intrigued because I was wondering who the hell would the Dallas Mavericks be able to send in order to entice the Rockets to trade back Christian Wood. And ultimately, man, it was a bunch of role players. Of course, Mavericks fans aren't going to like the fact that one of their most valuable players is gone, but this is the list. The Rockets are trading Christian Wood to the Dallas Mavericks for the 26th pick in the 2022 NBA draft, Boban Marjanovic, Trey Burke, and Marquise Chris, sources tell ESPN. Dallas will also include Sterling Brown in the deal. I know Boban is gone. I try not to be too depressed, but for the most part, this is just a trade that makes so much sense for both sides. I mean, Dallas takes a nice swing on a player that is only on a $14 million contract. So Dallas is not done building their team. This was a very shrewd way to, without a doubt, improve from your starting power forward / center of last year to this year, while not paying him nearly as much. Now, Christian Wood could potentially get an even bigger contract after this year, or it could be even worse if he regresses with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't necessarily know. But what I could tell you is anytime you trade for a player that has the talent that Christian Wood has, but is getting paid significantly lower than what Christian Wood should be getting paid, then in my book, that's a huge W. Now, that's not to say that the Houston Rockets lost. Yes, they do take on some role players that have been jumping from team to team to team, but the main reason they did this, don't get it twisted, is the fact that they wanted that 26th overall pick in this upcoming NBA draft. Now, of course, there are some other things to figure out. For all you know, Christian Wood could bump into the same problems that Kristaps Porzingis bumped into during his time in Dallas, but that's something we'll have to wait and see. So we're going to reserve our judgment for that. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about all this? Who do you think won this trade between the Rockets and the Mavericks? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.